What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, Chansey. I never thought I would see the day when Chansey was actually a viable and strong Pokemon for a meta, but it is here, and thankfully, I hope it goes away for a very, very long time. I'm personally not a fan. Maybe you guys are. You'll have to let me know down in the comments, but we have some Chansey battle submissions for the Evolution Cup. So shout out to YarzardX for sharing these with us. Let's go and get right into it. All right, getting into the first battle. Dusclops on the lead versus Shadow Golbat. Now, I imagine, well, the Dusclops does have Ice Punch here, so that is going to, oh, they're actually going to swap out right away instead. That was a good matchup, and they do draw out Vigoroth. I guess that's the whole play with this team with an Arctibac safe swap, is to draw out every single Vigoroth in the game, so Chansey has a much better time to sweep. That's actually a really clever idea, because now that Vigoroth's basically out of the game, it's non-existent, Chansey might just win. Just straight up win. In comes the Dusclops. Yeah, they no shield. It's going to be a feint attack Dusclops as well instead of Hex. So more neutral damage here against Vigoroth instead of higher energy gain. And then we will see an Ice Punch look to come through. Maybe, oh no, they're going to commit to the farm down here potentially. Letting Rock Slides go through, giving all shields to Chansey. Lord. Alright, they're going to go ahead and let that go. And then, do they get the full farm down? Oh, they almost do just before the charge move can come through. But I think this is just going to be another body slam here. Yeah, not too much damage. Dusclops is able to survive. And now they have the 2-to-1 shield advantage. They have double Ice Punches ready to go. And they have a Chansey. So, no shield given up there. But here comes the next Ice Punch. And Shadow Golbat does not want to see this. This is so much chip damage that it definitely needs to be shielding. And we will see them throw the first charge move here. And if I was them, I'd no shield and go 2 shields into Chansey. But they're going to go ahead and shield the Poison Fang. Swap out now into Chansey. And in comes a Hakamo'o. And look at this. Zen Headbutt is doing super effective damage. And actually a decent amount. How much damage is Brick Break going to do? Nothing. It is less damage than the fast moves from Chansey. This is absolutely disgusting. And do we get to see a boom? Hold on, I just calculated this out. No shields with a dragon fighting typing, a Chansey with Dazzling Gleam, double super effective. Please, one shot. Chansey is booming in game 1. Are you kidding me? Boom! One shot to the Hakamo'o, and it's gonna fast move down the Shadow Golbat, and this. Battlers, this is what you don't want to see if you're in the Great League. You guys thought Bastiodon was bad? No, no, no. Chansey is worse. Good game. Alright, moving into the next one. The Bidoof hat is fitting. Alright, we got Porygon 2. Pretty spicy here on the lead. So we'll have to see what the opponent decides to, what they decide to do. If they're going to build up for return and look to go for that. But honestly, with the feint attack damage being added up here, return isn't really going to be needed. Ice Punch is probably going to be enough as they let a Zap Cannon go through and a counter swap into Graveler. That was a lot of damage, and they will come in with Arctibacs now, and this is so unfortunate because Alolan Graveler here does have access to Rock-type charge move like Rock Blast, and that's going to do super effective, so they're going to have to be shielding and then look to go. Oh no, unfortunately Alolan Graveler got way too far ahead on energy with Volt Switch, and they're going to be forced to no shield. Not enough to KO though, so that is good, and they should be able to get a Dragon Breath down and have plenty of energy on the backside here for Porygon if they decide to come back in. Icy Winds is going to be the perfect charge move in this situation. Still neutral damage, applies that debuff, and sets you up perfectly, as they will get to another one in time. Yeah, they will. Overloaded a bit right there. I was curious why, but let's see if they can actually get another charge move. They do get 2 shields now, and they should be able to get to a Dragon Claw in time. Lock-on was not enough damage, and Arctibac's able to put on the hurt here, getting 2 shields with Icy Wind. Dragon Claw KOs. Final Pokemon is going to be a Shadow Dragonair, and the Ice Punch here is going to do super effective damage, and then we will see Chansey once again just sweep the team. No, they're going to go double Ice Punch. They don't even need Chansey. Dusclops and Arctibacs is able to take care of business here in game 2. Boom! Down it goes. Still a shield remaining as well. Good game. All right. Moving into the next battle. I'm curious, though, everyone. How many Chanseys have you guys been seeing? I didn't see any. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm in the 2700s. I didn't see any. All right, we got Vigoroth here on the lead. This is obviously what you want to see with the Chansey Artibax backline. So we're going to see Dusclops likely try to stay in this matchup as long as possible. Maybe even just no shield and just try to do as much damage before the Vigoroth ultimately takes it out here, but they're going to go ahead and go for the return. If you're going to be trying to apply pressure to a Vigoroth, you definitely want to be getting those shields early, and thankfully, well, not thankfully, unfortunately, that was shielded. Thankfully for the opponent, they stopped the return, right, as Rock Slide is going to do some more chip damage here, and they definitely need to get this Ice Punch damage off, but unfortunately, they will be a charge attack priority right here as the Vigoroth now able to land the Body Slam. Not enough to KO though, so the Ice Punch will land. And then Artibax is likely going to have to come in here and Dragon Breath down. So they're going to go ahead and swap out, bring in the Artibax, Dragon Breath down this Vigoroth, which can't get to the Body Slam. That is huge. And now we get to see what is going to be in the back. Artibax has plenty of health. It's going to be a Hakamo'o in the back. Icy Wind now going to be doing super effective damage, lowering that attack as well. And then we got to see what Pokemon number 3 is going to be. They do get a shield, and they should be able to get to a Dragon Claw in time. Oh, this is going to be close. The opponent swaps out into a Dusclops, and they can go for an Icy Wind here. Chansey now has an opportunity to swap in and put down the business. Dusclops obviously has not a lot of HP remaining, so Chansey's going to have to be the Pokemon in order to win this game, and they actually decide to surrender. 2-shield Chansey is definitely taking it there. Good battle. All right, moving into the next one, we have, let's see, we have loading. We got Dusclops versus Chargebug on the lead. Okay, Chargebug pretty decent against this team, but Dusclops can do... Okay, they're just going to swap out into Artibax. They're reading a potential Vigoroth in the back. Very common pairing here in this meta, and they're going to go ahead and give up the first shield of this game as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Vigoroth swaps in right now, but they're going to decide not to. They're going to stay in, so maybe they're actually weak in the back. Could be a Dragonair back there, and maybe even a Golbat, something that doesn't want to see the Icy Wind and Dragon Breath damage, as another charge move is going to be coming through. Artibax, though, going to go ahead and let this go. They did land the, they did get the Icy Wind debuff, obviously, so the attack is going to be lowered on that charge move coming through, and now they're going to go for one more Icy Wind here. I don't think this is going to be enough to KO if it does land. Oh, it is. Okay, boom. See ya, Chargebug. Now we get to see what was in the back and why they were so scared to swap in. It's going to be Dusclops right here. So Dusclops actually has some good bulk in this matchup and is able to spam Icy Winds, especially with the Hex Fast move. So we're going to go ahead and see a no shield here as the Ice Punch will KO. They're going to come in with Chansey now. And we do see a Golbat come in. This Golbat does not want to see a Chansey. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if you have Poison Fang here. It's not going to do that much damage. And Psychics are really going to start adding up, especially with the Zen Headbutt damage. So, Chansey now, they also have an opportunity, after maybe the 3rd or 4th Poison Fang, to swap out and clear all of the defensive drops that they applied. And then we will see the Dusclops come in, obviously, with Ice Punch and Feint Attack. So, they're going to go ahead and let this one go. Chansey is so bulky, not even at 50%. Okay, it was exactly at 50% HP. The Psychic now finally going to be coming through, and this poor Golbat has thrown Poison Fang after Poison Fang, is forced to shield, and it's not going to be enough. Here comes another Poison Fang, but Chansey is still going to be hanging on. This thing is so thick. There's the swap out now into Dusclops, into the mirror match here, and it's going to be Feint Attack and Ice Punch versus Hex, Ice Punch, and likely Poltergeist. I'll have to double check if it is going to be Purified on the other side. No, it is Purified, so they probably have Return as well. So they just got to be very careful for the potential Poltergeist. Oh, there it is! Boom! See ya! Confusing them with the... See, you never trust. It just because it's Purified doesn't mean it's going to be Return. They're going to go ahead and let the Ice Punch go through. And now, this is tough. They're going to have to throw here. They are very close. They're going to go ahead and let the Ice Punch go through. Oh my gosh. The HP remaining on Chansey is putting in the work. They can go for Psychic now. This should be enough to KO. And then they're going to be very close to another one here against the Golbat. Golbat's going to have to throw 2 Poison Fangs in order to win. But it's not going to be able to in time, as Chansey is going to be getting the sweep. This is some unbelievable Go Battle damage that we are seeing. They do have a shield remaining, so Chansey can go ahead and stop that. That is going to be a good game. Chansey in this meta, pretty tough to deal with. Alright, good battle. Okay, moving to the next one. Dusclops versus Shadow Dragonair on the lead. So the Feint Attack Ice Punch is obviously a really strong combination here in this matchup. But Dragonair and Dragon Breath is so deadly. It's incredibly strong in the Open Great League as well. If you guys haven't given it a try, I highly recommend it. I used it earlier this season to great success, as we see a swap out now into the Artabax to try to get the farm down before the charge move is thrown. But Artabax is going to be forced to shield here. Shadow Dragonair did a lot of work, got 2 Pokemon below 50% HP, and now we see a swap into the, I believe that was a Alolan Graveler right there. The Icy Wind, though, going to be applying that attack debuff. Good amount of neutral damage as well, and they should actually be able to fully Dragon Breath down in time, and they're going to look to do that. They're going to go ahead and give up 2 shields now here on the Artabax in order to fast move down, and then we will see maybe the Shadow Dragonair come in to try to take it out with fast moves. But we'll have to find out, or maybe they just wait and shield the Icy Wind and then swap it out. Yeah, we will see Vigoroth come in. So the opponent opting to come in with Vigoroth, and this is the reason. The Icy Wind here is going to be applying attack debuff, and now they'll be able to clear it if they swap out to try to catch a charge move, as we will see Dusclops come in right away and throw the Ice Punch. Now this is going to be forcing the first shield here from the opponent. They only have 2 remaining, and you can't take it into the next game. But unfortunately for the opponent, with every fast move Dusclops hits, the Vigoroth gets lower and lower, which means the differential between Chansey and Vigoroth is bigger and bigger. Here comes the final Ice Punch now, forcing the last shield of this game. And if I was them, I'd be swapping into Chansey right here. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to, as the opponent's going to... Yeah, they should have swapped into Chansey. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. Chansey is going to come in and say, "Hello, Vigoroth. I have way too much health here." Body Slam, let's see how much it does. About 6% HP. Look at the counter, and it's not enough. It's nowhere near enough. Chansey is just slapping the Vigoroth. Good game. Alright, moving to the next battle. Haunter here on the lead. So, Shadow Claw versus Feint Attack. We will see the swap out actually into Artabax, as we see a counter swap here into Vigoroth. So, similar to game 1, where they get that Vigoroth onto the field early and look for a Chansey sweep. Obviously, Chansey's going to do incredibly well against the Haunter with the normal typing, while also doing super effective damage with Zen Headbutt because of that poison typing there on Haunter, right? So, they're going to go ahead and let this Body Slam go through, and then look to come back in with the Dusclops and get quite a bit of energy here. Rock Slide as well, we've seen not enough damage to really threaten Dusclops until number like 3, really. Like 2 of them, 3 of them are okay. Maybe it's 3, 4 that you got to start considering, should I give up a shield in this situation? But they're going to go ahead and probably let this next one go through. Yeah, they let the next one go through. And yeah, this is where you start considering, do I give up a shield? The opponent actually swapped in the Golbat. So now 2 Pokemon are weak to the Zen Headbutt fast move on Chansey. And this is going to be a rude awakening for the opponent when they see what is the final Pokemon in the back, because that Haunter is likely very excited to come out onto the field with a shield, but it's just going to be met with that's just a very round wall. Let's be completely honest. They stop the Shadow Ball there as well, so they do get a full farm down. And they're going to go ahead and counter swap, by the looks of it, into Chansey here to get ahead on energy and saving a shield with Dusclops. So the Haunter does come in. Here comes the Chansey. Look at that. Look at the Zen Headbutt damage compared to Shadow Claw. It's nothing. It is absolutely nothing. Ice Punch there. Oh my goodness, this Haunter. The Vigoroth just doesn't have enough health remaining. Body Slam, we know, doesn't do any health. Chansey is the king of this meta if you hide it in the back and get rid of Vigoroth early. Oh man, this poor Haunter. Good game. Alright, moving into the next battle. Dusclops versus Vigoroth. This is what you want to see on the lead. So let's see how they play this out. As we've seen before, the Dusclops really struggled when they went for the return as the first charge move. And I had mentioned then, I think the Feint Attack Ice Punch combination is going to be enough. So I'm curious if they go for that this time. Nope, they go for the return once again. Okay, just opting to go straight, unless this is the same battle. They opt to go straight. No, it lands! Boom! See ya! Vigoroth, Rude Awakening right there. It's gonna wish it shielded because the back line is obviously very weak. Vigoroth's out of the game now, so Chansey is very happy. We do see a Dusclops come in, so they're probably gonna... Okay, they will go for Ice Punch here. I was curious if they're gonna bank the Ice Punch and swap. But we will see the Ice Punch be thrown. They do get a shield. Very interesting that the opponent decided to shield that. They are probably very fear. I mean, I'm curious. Maybe they thought it was Shadow Punch because they clearly just showed return against... All right, slight mistake by the opponent. Let's just go ahead and chalk it up to that. But they see a Chansey and they surrender. Well, it didn't matter anyways, right? Good battle. All right, moving to the next one. Dusclops versus Vigoroth here on the lead once again. Now, this trainer has gone for, Yarzard X has gone for return twice now in this lead matchup, obviously trying to force an early shield from Vigoroth, and they were actually okay with it in the first game that we saw this matchup by letting the Dusclops go down and coming in with Artabax in order to Dragon Breath down. So shields obviously are way more important to them, and as the return does land right there. Different Vigoroth, though, able to survive a bit better. So a little bit better IVs, probably, in terms of defensive stats. And we do see a swap out now into Charge Bug, so the Artabax is going to go thank you very much, as X's are now likely going to be thrown. I don't think that was 3 for Crunch. Yeah, it's just going to be X's. They're going to go ahead and shield, though. If you're running an Icy Wind Pokemon, you always want to be shielding, especially if you're looking to take switch advantage in a situation like this. You want to be shielding the first charge move before the Icy Wind is thrown. That way you can unshield the later charge moves and they do less damage, right? So we will see a fast move down right here before another charge move can be thrown. That Vigoroth, very low. And it's not going to want to come into Artabax unless it had a charge move. And yeah, it's going to be Graveler in the back. So they're going to go ahead and throw the Icy Wind. That's going to seal the deal right here. The Vigoroth's way too low. Icy Wind debuff is just going to destroy the Graveler as they will fast move down with Rock Throw. But Chansey now is just going to take this game. Yeah, you can't do anything. We do see a swap out into Dusclops. They fast move down that with Feint Attack. And it is all over. Now, this Graveler right here is probably going to want to fight the good fight. It's facing off. They do decide to shield the Ice Punch. It's going to be facing off against a Chansey here. So let's see how this actually plays out. Curious to see the moveset. They probably just go straight. Oh, they go Stone Edge. Okay, good amount of damage actually. So Chansey actually has to hit incredibly hard with Psychic in order to potentially win because this Graveler might be able to outpace. But ultimately, I think what we're going to see here is because Chansey has a shield, it's going to be over. Actually, that Psychic did quite a bit of damage. Yeah, Graveler isn't going to be able to come back from this as they decide to surrender, just let it go down. Yeah, it's all over. Chansey is sweeping today. Oh my goodness, what is this meta? Good game. All right, moving into the next one. I think we got 2 more battles remaining. Dusclops versus Shadow Golbat here on the lead. Ice Punch, really good move to have, as we will actually see a swap out here into Artabax, so they're wanting to draw out Vigoroth. Again, Vigoroth is on like 11 out of 10 teams, right? And if it's not, it's a Chansey. Like, let's just be completely honest. I loved using Vigoroth. It was on almost all my teams, as they do draw it out right here with the Artabax. So again, the whole point of this team with a Chansey sweep is to, if you don't see Vigoroth on the lead, draw it out with Artabax, right? As they will be able to almost charge attack priority there, but unfortunately the Body Slam will be coming through. No, it was a Rock Slide, super effective. Boom, see ya. Dusclops, though, happy to come in right here. We know Rock Slide doesn't do that much damage, so Dusclops is going to opt to commit to a full fast move down here with Feint Attack, and then have Ice Punches ready to go for that Shadow Golbat. And we know that actually does quite a bit of damage against the Shadow Golbat, so here we go. Golbat's coming back in, and Ice Punches are ready to go. Almost at 2 already, which means they're definitely going to be getting a shield, either on this first one, which they actually do right there, and maybe even a second shield from the next Ice Punch, as the opponent is in a very tough situation, as they're going to have to shield. And they do get 2. So that means Chansey has the 1-0 shields. They're probably going to let the Shadow Ball go through. Let's see. No, they decide to shield. It was a Poison Fang. Catch the Shadow Ball on Chansey. No, they swap into Chansey, and the opponent has to throw. Well, they don't have to. They could have stored the energy, but they're going to opt to throw the Poison Fang. And now we get to see what is going to be in the back, because Chansey is just going to fast move down the Golbat, and it is going to be a Shadow Dragonair, but there is a Dazzling Gleam locked and loaded, ready to fire, as the Shadow Dragonair is going to try its best to put down the hurt here against Chansey, but you guys are going to see Chansey is way too thick. Dazzling Gleam coming through. I don't think this is going to KO. Hakamo'o was unique. Oh, that's still a lot of damage. Chansey is unbelievably powerful here in this meta, considering how bulky it is to how much damage it's doing. That is unreal, as we do see a counter swap and an Ice Punch thrown here into the Shadow Golbat, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. The Chansey, obviously, just way too good. Good battle. Alright, moving into the final one here. Dusclops versus Golbat on the lead. So once again, we're probably going to see that swap out into Artibax, get that Vigoroth onto the field. There it is. Thank you very much, Chansey. Just giving the salute in the back. You served us well, as Artibax looking to no-shield the Body Slam right here. And Icy Wind gonna do its job. Icy Wind, such a good move. If you guys haven't utilized a Pokemon with Icy Wind yet, my personal favorite is Dugong. I love using that in the Open Great League. It is such... Oh, and that's an interesting note. We're gonna pause right there. Why did they stop? Why did they stop attacking with Dragon Breath? Well, the answer is, if they continue doing with Dragon Breath damage, then the Vigoroth would have had less health. And what they want to do is, the Artibax was a setup Pokemon for them, so that Dusclops can come in with Feint Attack and farm down. So they want to have as much energy as possible on Dusclops, which means they need more health on the Vigoroth. That way they have 1 to 2 Ice Punches ready to go for Golbat on the back end. So really high-end play right there by stopping the fast attacks on Artibax. So they're going to go ahead and fast move down. As you guys can see, all of that extra health is just converting into more energy here for the Dusclops. So they're going to let that Rock Slide go through, and then we will see the Golbat come in. And it's going to be a good game, I can tell you already. It's a Zweilos actually in the back. So both Pokemon extremely weak to Dusclops here. And this is actually a better matchup in terms of the matchups on with the remaining 4 Pokemon. Because Chansey does super effective damage to Golbat with Zen Headbutt. And Chansey's Psychic, or Zen Headbutt, is resisted by Zweilos, but they're going to swap out anyways, and they force in the Golbat, and the Golbat just doesn't know. They're like, oh, cool, it's a Chansey, I'll just Poison Fang it down. No, you won't. No, you won't. Poison Fang is not going to do enough, and at this point, I feel like Chansey's going to be able to survive long enough to go for 2 Psychics before even needing to shield once. Let's see. Poison Fang number 2 lands, and here we go. We're off to the races. I think 2 Psychics before 1 shield is given. Or we see a swap out back into Dusclops. Let's find out, because this is such a tough situation to be in if you're the opponent. Yeah, it's going to be 2 Psychics before the Golbat can force a shield here from Chansey, as the first one is going to be getting the final shield. Switch Clock is back up, so they actually they're looking to swap out, which is a good call, especially after you've been Poison Fanged. Man, they shielded. They could have survived that. They swap out back into Dusclops here. The opponent comes in with the Zweilos and decides to throw the charge move. So the Dusclops here can easily shield and go for an Ice Punch to KO the Zweilos. And then Chansey obviously reset the debuffs there. Where the... Oh, charge move was thrown. Okay, so Zweilos really wants to get rid of this Dusclops. The Chansey's Poison Fang debuffs were removed, right? If you take your Pokemon out of combat, any buffs or debuffs that were applied to it from status effects, like the attack or the defense drop or attack boost, whatever it is, gets cleared. So when you come back in, it's like a fresh fight once again in terms of stats. Boom! See ya, Golbat. Good battles. So, Shout out to Yarzard X for sharing these battles with us. The Chansey was unbelievably strong. It actually did way better than I thought, considering how strong it is with its moveset in this poison fighting dragon type of meta. The only thing that they had to get rid of was Vigoroth, and if they saw it on the lead, obviously they stayed in and went for return, and if they didn't, they swapped into Arctibax to try to draw it out. So really good battles there. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.